Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just What I Am Playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we continued doing even more of the side quest shenanigans, mainly around central or middle Lanoche and then southern lower Lanoche. Why are these things even different? Anyway. Today we're gonna go and continue. And cutscene. You've seen with your own eyes how the kobolds have taken up arms against us. The mines of Agomoro aren't enough for the native nuisances of northern Vilbrand anymore. They've come to claim what is ours. Long ago, our war-weary forebears struck a short-sighted peace with the kobolds. What lay beneath the sea was to be Limsas. What lay beneath the sea was to be Limsas. What lay underground was Agomoros. Yet what resolved one conflict created another, as the sea cannot fully feed, clothe, and shelter the children of land. Realizing this, the kobolds tactically condoned the Laminsan settlement of Lanoche. We shared an unspoken agreement. But now the kobolds aggressively assert their dominion, threatening our very survival. Adherence to a pact is meaningless if it means our demise. It comes time for us to take a stand. Seek the wisdom of Iron Lona to learn more, or to learn how. Whatever. Comes down to the same thing! Yes. Hello. So, Anayok, I think, has at last abandoned the naive hope that the kobold menace would abate of its own accord. Their numbers have increased manifold as they expand southward. The food shortages spurred by overpopulation quicken the cycle of aggression. A common beggar would know better than to expect foodstuffs to board a stagecoach bound for the stead, but the filthy scamps grow desperate. We need only set the bait, and their hunger will be their undoing. Tell Anawak to make the arrangements. Ingenious. We'll trap the hungry kobolds as one would any rodent. And I know just the bait to set. Tell Skarnmar to set aside some dodo meat from our next shipment. Set a bit of that in blind iron mines, and the little gluttons won't be able to resist. I hand dead dodo to you, and you kill kobolds from me. A bargain if I ever heard one. Take this over to Quabati, south of the mines. She'll know where it goes. I feel like this quest is kind of like a culmination of all the stuff around this area. I do like it when they do this, where like, okay, you have these particular characters in this area, and then at the end they're like, alright, this is gonna be one quest with all of these people. Also, what the hell is that back there? Huh? What? Hold up a second though. Because that is southern. Is that like the island? No, wait. This goes to Limsa Laminsa. Because that's Limsa Laminsa over there. Huh. I have no idea. Anyway, moving on. Oh no. They figured out where I live. That's... Hello. Good to see the Red Rooster's stead hasn't turned chicken on us. Once you find a good hiding spot, open a crate of meat nearby. The kobolds will follow their noses. By the time they see you, it'll be too late. By the time they see you, it'll be too late, yes, because I'll be brandishing my claws. Ready to punch them to the death. This simple wooden box, entrusted to you by Skarmar of the Red Rooster Stead, is heavy with rotting dodo meat. Ew. Bum. Destination. Standing watch. Look at how I'm standing watch. And then some kobold dustmans, and a supplicant. And then a third one. Dustman. Dang diddly dead. Yay. I did it. I do kind of wish, so something that they actually like made in Shadowbringers, which I recently learned, is that the quests basically sync onto your level, basically. So that way all of the quests actually mean something. You know what I mean? You cannot be like ridiculously overleveled for a quest. Haha, you've done it! I expected no less. I don't know what we'd do without you, which makes me wonder what we will do once you're gone. I was hoping you might visit the Drowning Wench and speak with Baderon. It's no secret that Yellow Jackets pay him heed. Mayhaps he would put in a word so that the stead might procure their protection. Right, so to finish this, we need to go back over to Baderon. May as well. That way this entire chain is done. Also learning a little bit more of the Zawardo around here. Also, OBS has had like an update, and now the UI is entirely different. Not entirely, but it's pretty dang different, and it's interesting. But it does look good. Looks pretty nice. Bum, bum. I am so happy that I found OBS. Ba, 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 ba. Right. Hello, Baderon. So the stead's in over the reds with the kobolds, are they? It was wishful thinking to believe the mine rats would stay put in Agamero. Any barkeep can tell you, as rodents are wont to spread, this wave just comes sooner than reckoned. The pact was a farce, and an handshake ever solved a blood feud. No handshake ever solved a blood feud. We just needed to lick our wounds a while is all. Well, I suppose they're all healed up. Even Maelsom's taken note of how the rascals run rampant. You can be sure they're ordering crystals to summon Titan, and God's help us if they do. Limbs will look back on these filthy thefts and skirmishes as the good old times when that day comes, I tell you. And there won't be a company of heroes around to answer our prayers this time, neither. Well, and as prevention's worth a pound's a cure. I'll talk to Yellow Jacket and see if they can slow the kobolds' advance on the stead. Okay, so this is actually like a little bit of like a preview of like, okay, if Titans should come, we don't have the company of heroes now. But they do have, you know, me. Also, why did I hear the sound of... Huh? Oh my god, I needed to think quite a lot about that one. Holy shit. Somebody just... so I have my adventure... That's so good. That's so fucking good. So... I'm not sure if I ever showed you guys my adventure plate. I just wrote down, be nice to other people because I couldn't think of anything else. And... somebody just sent me a tell. I'm always nice to other people. Like, ah, that's nice. Oh, that's so good. Alright, let's go to Eastern next. I was thinking about changing it though. Like, I like it, but it's a little bit too cheesy. I feel like what I wrote down over there. So I think I may like find something else, something a little bit more funny. That was a voice crack and a half. Are you looking to make yourself useful? I am Noctar. You know, Nectar. A representative of the Adventurers Guild. As a live-mate, or leave-mate, who fucking knows. Stationed here in Costa del Sol, it's my job to match capable adventurers to the tasks that come in from the locals. I start loading up with dangerous field work immediately, but I'm required to assess your suitability for handling the sort of threats you might encounter. Take a good look at the task outlined in this guild live. Are you willing to try your hands at this trial? Accepted. Very well, I'm certain you're already aware of this, but you'll likely encounter hostile creatures in the area. Be sure you're properly armed and armored before beginning your task. Let's go into that one first, I guess. Initiate. Ba, ba, ba. So for this one, you need to stand in these places and wait. You guys can also go and just open up this freaking treasure coffer. So you need to stand in here, wait, and then kill the creatures, I think? And then wait again, or how does it work? Yep. It's a pretty annoying one. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum-bum. Bloodshore Eyesore. That's a pretty good name. I like that. I am a fan of that. Those things still look really gnarly. Night milk. Actually, yeah, just gonna finish this thing, so. As I expected, you managed the task without too much difficulty. Don't forget to collect your reward. See? I knew that trial was a waste of time. I have plenty of other tasks that a hardy soul such as yourself should have little trouble with. Costa welcomes your continued cooperation. There you go. Unrefined methods, buffaloed all the way. Okay. Who moved my head cheese? I'm sorry, ma'am, we've no head cheese today. Why ever not? Because the kobolds are stealing food everywhere in Costa del Sol, that's why. The tomato pies, the mashed potatoes, and now the head cheese to boot. Now, I have an idea for ambushing those beady-eyed furballs, but I can't go off in case Master Durstwaite needs me. And I can't stand here, and I can't stand here and do nothing about it either, as I'm the one getting blamed for the missing eats. Might you be willing to solve this problem for me, adventure? You look to have some spare time. I've placed the meats the kobolds like best in 5 stacks. Line them up along the pier to the north, and they should come scurrying. Kobolds are up to something. See those contraptions out along the road to the west? They've gone so far as to set up their damn refiners within yalms of our beach. And you know what I say? It's time to blow them to kingdom come. I just happened to have made some makeshift bombs for the occasion, but I've never thrown one before. Look, adventurer, I've seen you around here, and you seem a capable sort. Could you take these and pitch them at the refiners for me? Costa beach party. Oh, where are they? Has something less than delightful and more than awful befallen the dancing girls who were to arrive today? This is most inconvenient. I do so ever wish that someone would find the driver who was to bring my divine danseuses. That someone would be healthily rewarded for it. I shouldn't doubt. Ahem. Master Gikaruchu is of course second to none in matters of business and connoisseurship. However, he can be somewhat naive as regards to other matters. For example, he has become convinced that the recent spate of earthquakes is the fault of the large buffaloes that roam near. I would grant some amount of exasperation over our local children being mauled in the wake of the tremors, but really now. It's one thing to see the buffaloes in a tizzy, but another to think that they could have anything to do with the quakes. I've tried to reason with him, but it's been to no avail. Might you simply indulge my master and slay half a dozen of the creatures? Half dozen, Jesus. 6 buffaloes. Dodo meat. They really like dodo meat, don't they? The bloodstained sacks. Are we playing Bloodstained now? One thing that still like makes me chuckle about Bloodstained is like when the game begins and you have like this intro for a second where they like zoom into the cast and all that jazz and it's just like Bloodstained and that's it. Makes me chuckle every single time. But that's a good game though. That's really nice Metroidvania. Time to kill some kobolds. What? I'm not one-shotting him anymore. Sag. The governor sent you, did he? I was afraid he wasn't gonna wait no more. Don't give me the sack now. Tain't my fault, I swear. I brought the girls just like I was supposed to, and we got as far here before they caught sight of the ocean, and that's the moment they started crying like curls and up and like Spriggans. Soon as I stopped the wagon, they were off and running to the beach. Now I yelled at them ladies to get back in the carriage so we could get where we were supposed to, but it didn't pay me no mind. You'd go talk some sense into them, would you? Wouldn't you? Working stiff, the both of us. You understand? You'll help me out. Also, time for some bombs. Several ounces of blasting powder packed into a hollowed out gourd and affixed with a simple fuse long enough to give the lighter time to lose the makeshift device away without losing his hand. Kaboom! Grenades! At least I'm happy that I'm a DPS right now. Doing this. Makes him go by a little bit faster. You know, being able to do more damage. Right. And time to kill some buffaloes. Hashtag save the buffaloes. By killing him! No. Save Gagaruju's. Save Gagaruju's employments. Or employees, sorry. These are ridiculously huge buffaloes, all things considered. They're extra thick. A leggy dancer. Excuse me, who are you? Not the boss of me, that's right. This is my first time on the beach, and nobody's going to tell me how long I can and can't have. I can't have. Got it? Burly dancer. Jesus Christ. I just feel so blessed to be here. This is just so beautiful and inspiring. Don't you think? I'm feeling so many things. I just need to drink it all in and channel it into my art. Well, if you start drinking, you know, salt water, you're probably not going to feel good. Oh, honey, I've never seen anything like this. It's all dunes where I come from, you know. I'm sure Master Kikuruji wouldn't mind a bit if he stretched out legs before coming to see him. Hearty. Ungainly. Wow, that's rude game. Shells rights fancy and pricey back home. Bet you guilty gooby poop that I can sell a beauty like this to Master Kikuruji. Need to find a way to get it to him, though. You can wait while I find me wagon and some such. For a second I was thinking like we're missing a couple of races, but then I was like, oh right. ARR. Helm Reborn. Those filthy grandmothers fell for it. Ha! I knew it. I owe you that, Master Dirtweights. Will be pleased too. And more importantly, he shan't be hitting me with the pickle ladle so much. Though, between the two of us, it was I who ate the tomato pies. If Master Dirtways actually knew anything about the kobolds, he would never have believed the creatures would do such a thing. I do hope this is the end of their mischief, but I think not. From what I have observed, they seem to be ready for battle, and considering we've already got the Sahagin to deal with, I don't know what we need, that we need that kind of trouble. There was some right fine work. I could see those blasted machines. Machines light up from here. You've got talent, which is a good thing, because the kobolds are too much for us to handle. But thanks to you, we've got them this time. I hope I only hope that you are not planning on leaving us anytime soon. I've no doubt we're going to need your help again before this is over. And now we have some steel scale mail, which always looks surprisingly good. Oh boy. Listen, I need your help in a personal matter. I've mislaid something, and it's something very important to me. Medals with lions on them. As much as I'd like to go myself, my place is here. We can't afford to take our eyes off the kobolds now, but those 3 medals are the most precious things I own. Please, any help you can give would be appreciated. You might start your search around the Gold Perch Tower. If I had to wager, I'd say it was there that I dropped them while chasing off some of our kobold friends. If you climb to the top and give a good lookout, you might spot them. Ah, ma'am. I didn't catch your name before, Lynn. Nice to meet you. Even more so because I could use your help once again. It's those quakes that started up a little while ago. The tremors have been sending snippers up out of the water. They're bloody dangerous things to get rid of by themselves, but there's a gnarled old gripper to tackle into the bargain. Took a toll of the Salter's boy, not 3 days past. We know how to best it, but we can't get close enough. But that's where you come in. Master Garuju had an alchemic concoction made that should be able to soften the old gripper's shell. Here, take it. It'll be your job to survive the ill-tempered Wavekin's swipes long enough to make sure it gets several dousings. You already took care of those kobolds, surely. These shouldn't pose any challenge. I'm indebted to you, kind adventurer. I'm quite certain those beasts were innocent of any earth-shattering crimes, but it is well they have been dispatched regardless. In truth, I believe Master Garuju knows in his heart that the buffaloes are not the cause, and that is in fact the primal titan. However, he also realized that his wealth would not avail against such a threat. While it does him credit that he strives to do right by the people of Costa del Sol, he must allow that certain problems are not within his means to solve. A never-ending stream of quests. Overcome by the ocean, are they? Seduced by the sands? With me waiting? Me, who paid so dearly to see their unparalleled undulations? Well, how delightful. They are true artists, as beautiful inside as they are out. Gridania is green, Ulda is golden, and only Costa del Sol is blue and white. Yes, I would have thought of it earlier, and given them leave to play upon the beach. Ah, happy it is to be a wealthy man. I shall wait because I can. I am no drudge quaking at the sound of a master's step, nor am I a knuckle-biter who needs a bottle of brand wine to keep the tremors at bay. I shall enjoy the anticipation and the fulfillment alike. I have a more deserving adversary for you this time, adventure. There are Uragnites, I guess, making their home on the pillars below. And judging by how deeply rooted they've become, I'd say they've been there for quite a while. That said, these steel spatulas should serve to both dislodge the Molochs and preserve our post at the same time. I'd be obliged if you would check out the area and eradicate the little devils. You will be amply compensated, of course. Thank you kindly. Excellent timing. Come. Such a still, wilting day, and I had a little thought, a violet, not a rose, to call upon a freshing breeze. I'm sorry. My brain just... The wind sprites now, you can get a healthy puff or two of them. It follows that a powerful sprite can set a whole city aflutter. According to my best calculations, or rather my second best calculations, no need to ask how or why, collecting 3 cores from wind sprites should permit you to summon a more powerful specimen. Won't someone, present company definitely included, carry out my genius plan? Will someone deign to collect his handsome reward? Or this handsome reward? The sharp white blade is perfect for removing sea life attached to foundation pillars. I can just imagine Lynn just running up with a giant spatula to remove these boys from the pillars. Right. Them schnippers. Wow, this is a nice view. Wow. Get a load of this. Wow. Which button did I use again for that? It could be that I don't have the button on this. That's a really nice and beautiful encounter. Wow. What the hell is this? Grab and go. Also this concoction. If the purpose of this unhealthy green potation is to overwhelm unwary passerbys with its noisome odor, then the experiment was a success. The Gripper. Yoink. Yep. Slash lookout. I've been wondering, these lion medals, aren't these like PvP stuff, things? Let me check for a second though. Can you actually see that? What are wolf marks instead of like the other ones? I also have 1,000 poetics. Should probably at some point buy some tombstone gear. The wind generated by these lighter than air cores is the bane of beskirted women and bekilted men. Costa around. That was most quick. You are credit to all adventurers, then. You know, I've heard talk of late about what's been causing those tremors. Folks seem to think it's the work of some monster. I know from experience that such words are often naught but wind, but I can't help but wonder. Well, did you find my medals? A bronze medal engraved with the head of a mythical beast that somewhat resembles a Mikote. You did! The navigator has been kind to me this day. Every one of us got such a medal when we joined the company of heroes, and if you ever fell, your best friend would take yours. 3 friends there were, and only me left. And I can smell another war coming. Only this time, nothing is new and all the fear is old. Sometimes I think I've lived far too long. Ah, the pillars look sparkling. Thank you, milady. It was only a bit of housekeeping, I suppose, but even that is beyond me. I once served in the company of heroes, if you can believe it. But a battle with a primal left me grievously wounded and heartsore. I've since kept to more mundane tasks, as I've lost the appetite for bloodshed. This life's been good to me, and too many soldiers fight to defend that which they will never know. The joy of learning, the pleasures of ease, the tumult of beauty, but I have known them. Yet, in my dreams of smoke and steel, I hear my captain calling, to me, to me. Just give me the potions, I guess. Good morning, ma'am. A word if I may. A visiting danseuse spotted strange fish on the beach and came screaming back to the house. She's a level-headed young person, so I fear just no vapors. The beach is no place for any frolics until the truth is ascertained. I turn to you once again. May we trouble you to check the beach? Let's go to the beach. Beach. The stone sprite attacked you, so only you enjoyed the refreshing buffeting. I had but a whimpering whiffle. Ah, phooey. Now I shall be bored again. You see all those wild colibri? Not one of them was originally here, though the alchemical question of where here is, that's something we can munch many almonds over. 'Twas I that bred, fed, and released the birds. So of course they are still mine, or if they belong to themselves, certainly no one else owns them. At least not freaking good. At least not more than I own them. Where was I? Oh, yes, my colibri are being poached. The miscreants hang just outside the boundary of Costa del Sol. Sly, and entice the colibri with feed. They should not be doing such a thing, such an ungentlemanly thing. Won't you parley with them? And if you can't talk sense, Jesus. And if you can't talk sense to them, we'll just have to lure the birds back using these flowers. My colibri love roselle nectar, I happen to know. Why? Because I bred them and fed them. Okay, I just noticed something. I'm gonna go and pause the recording, and I'm gonna do some PvP. I'm not gonna show this because it's, I guess, nah. I'll just leave it. I'm gonna be right back, friends. Okay, a little bit later. Maybe a little bit more than a little bit. Managed to do some PvP. Took a long time to actually get it to actually find an entire party to do PvP. However, I did manage to get myself some gear from that. With which, I have made this. Which is going to be... It's not 100% finished yet. Not 100% sure if I like the coat enough. Or just the entire glamour, but this is going to be my archer slash my archer slash machinist, like any ranged except for dancer. So this pants that I'm wearing, for instance, is like only for bard, so I actually only just noticed. I can't even use this pants for anything other than bard. Whatever. It looks good and I like it. Anyway, moving on. Now I just need like a good healing glam. That's still something I need to go and look for. At some point, maybe off camera after this episode. May want to go and take a look to see if I can find some inspiration. Pitiless poacher. Back off, this is Bloodshore. We're not in Costa del Sol, and that means you don't have to live by your master's say-so. Yeah, Bloodshore's not a part of his little fiefdom. We're free folk here, not bought and paid like the lot in Costa. Due to the tendency of the flowers to grow randomly from its long hard stalks, the roselle makes a terrible bouquet. Freaking colibris. And there we have another beautiful... Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this magnificent freaking sunrise. I love Costa del Sol, and I love La Noche. This place is so nice. Also suddenly colibris. Damn the Gagaruju. He thinks he can buy everything. We built Costa del Sol by the sweat of our brows. Did he tell you that? I know every cobble of the streets, laid by half of them. It was a pioneer town, a good town. And that moneybag swooped in and took it all. Stay as a lackey or leave as a free man. Those were the pickings. Then he took the beach, then we're fishing without his say-so. And now he takes the colibri. Yes. Have fun living in... whatever the hell you live in. pugils on the beach of Costa del Sol. We live in strange times. The carcass must have drifted ashore, for it seems to have been dead longer than a day or two. And that is when the beach was last tidied by the keepers. Thank you, man. You need not stay downwind. I have smelled that smell before. We must step up the groundskeeping, I fear. Master Gagaruju is likely to have one of his ideas otherwise. Ha! That settles their hash, and now they have yet another bone to pick with me. The 12 know I have many a skeleton in my closet. Don't read too much into that, my dear. But those settlers have quite the ossuary. Costa del Sol was Admiral Merlewhip's hobby horse. She had an idea to settle this area, and so brought a number of folk on indenture. The terms were very generous. Hardly anyone died, a credit to her leadership. Yes, very creditable, but she had no head for business. Kept trying to farm the salty land. I stepped in and saved her from a ruin. You see Costa del Sol now, a jewel of commerce and culture. But I assure you, it was not thus when I purchased it. Many of the settlers have stayed and prospered. Why, a good third of my household was once raw pioneer. But some people are like figs. They want to stay the same. Tiresome, I say. Tiresome, I say. They've no one to blame but themselves. And there we go. That is everything in Costa del Sol. Let me just go and teleport over to one port. Boom. Whoop. Right. Hello, elite mate. Looking for work to fund our wine habit, are we? The Adventurers Guild has assigned me to Wineport so that I might distribute guild lifts to the willing and able. Depending on what skills you possess, I may have suitable work for you. Beast culling, crafting, gathering, and so forth. That said, my offer is contingent upon you first demonstrating your capacity to complete a contract. The Lanosian wilderness is fraught with perils, so it behooves me to test your ability to survive in it. Accepted. While these Goobus are wont to devour anything and everything, they have a fondness for pelican meat. Your task will be to slay a pelican and use its remains to lure out to the ravenous Goobus. The area in which the Goobus were last sighted is fairly large, so this may take a fair amount of time. Be warned, however, that other hungry creatures may be drawn to the meat. And we have treasures and tribulations. Fancy yourself a romantic, friend. Do you oft find yourself gazing off into the horizon, yearning to travel in search of storage relics left behind by the heroes of yore? Yes, you say? Then do I ever have a proposal for you? I was accosted the other day by a slobbering drunkard, bear with me now, I assure you this gets better, who most eagerly regaled me, from what I could gather amid slurring speeches and copious amounts of spittle, that is, with the tale of a treasure map he had stumbled upon in his travels. I don't recall the particulars, I was emptying my innards of some foul swill at the time, you see, but it sounded rather convincing to my ale-addled brain. What I do remember is that the fellow mentioned striking out at first light for Raincatcher Gully to visit a miner friend. Should the prospect of hunting for hidden riches set your heart aflutter, I reckon you might still find him there. You call this cork? Bah! This sad squalsy thing isn't fit to kiss my back end, let alone my fine whites and reds. I'd say you should try again, except that I shouldn't trust you with the worst of vintages now. You're dead to me. You, adventure! I've had it trying to get quality from my own lot. Show this oaf how it's done and bring me the materials you find off of cork pulps. Harvesting 5 of them should do. Time flies and uncorked wine sours. Go, go! Hello. Hello, adventurer. Hear me, or Master Burgliant will know the reason why. I mean that he'll simply tell you himself if you refuse to hear it from me. You've no doubt seen those ghastly grass raspers skulking about outside our gates. Well, they've developed a taste for the vines we used to grow our brandywine cherries, and we can't abide that. You must kill the horrible creatures. Apparently, I must. I must needs. As cultured people would say it. Right, let's go and get this one going. Initiate. Bum, bum, bum. Also, I was supposed to kill the pelicans, also. For their beautiful meat. So I have a couple of prime locations. The meat of the common pelican is too tough and too foul to eat. Unless one elects to bypass the chewing process and swallow the pieces whole. Wow. You sense an insatiable Gubu lurking nearby. A moldy sneeze. It's a good thing that they only eat healers, since I'm an aura. Alright, that should be it. I've heard that jingle one too many times. For a very specific situation. Which I will explain once we get to that entire quest chain. I think I'm gonna finish off this, like this, these set of quests. And then I will go and end up the episode. And then off camera, probably like look for some more white mage stuff. Hidden treasures, ha! Another Gilcrate's greenhorn reeled in by Ildwin's tall tales, eh? Yes, Ildwine, that's the Dartwing Fool's name. Though mind you, I've known him to limit his consumption to wait, what? I've not known him to limit his consumption to any one type of brew. I saw him just the other day, I did. Clutching some tattered piss yellow parchment like it was made of solid mithril. Thish is my ticket to fortune, he blabbered. Not half so eloquent, mind you. Before stumbling out to the tavern doors and promptly falling flat on his muck, like as not. Did I see the map myself, you say? Did I ever? Why the fool shoved it in my face so many times that I swear the mold left the page to take up residence in my nostrils. 'Twas a mess of blue and brown splotches that the old one swore was Camp Bronze Lake with a big red X to the southeast. You're not thinking of going there, are you? Take my word, you'll find naught but a sorry drunkard and a sack of broken dreams. There we go. Ba-do-do-do. So now there's also this. I might as well just go over here. Who goes there? Wait, don't tell me. You've come to help old Ailton dig for buried treasures. Oh, I'll have you know I'm fair and just fine by myself. Just look at that beauty over there. Not that I can blame you for being jealous of me fashion riches. Like for you, I'm feeling generous today. So here's the deal. I'll give you the honors of opening my latest discovery. That's right. For one precious moment, you can walk in the shoes of Ildwine. Treasure hunt extraordinaire. Oh, and now? The guys just won't hit, bite or nothing. A shabby casket. Ah yes, the chest won't bite. Retrieve a coin purse and a broken bottle from the casket. Heaven else! Where did those nasty buggers come from? Why, if I hadn't been twisted pick as me, I'd have split their skulls clean in two. Where in the world did those things go anyway? Housing but a pittance of coins. This threadbare trifle represents the contents of Ailed One's treasure discovery in full. Then a broken bottle recovered from the open treasure coffer. A viscous substance gives off a sickeningly sweet odor. What's this? Look, all Ailed One had the finest Eorzea has to offer from the Dwan whence the Buscaron's butlers, and he ain't seen nothing like the great Barragon's got. It was a trap, that's what it was. Opening the casket shattered this there bottle and this foul slop poured out, luring them nasty buggers with it. I told you to be more careful. Now hand over the loot. You may have opened the casket, but 'twas all Ailed One who did the dirty work. Alright, that's it. You gave me everything. Oh, I got more last time I sold me undergarments for grog money. You aren't hiding nothing from me, are you? Well, looks like we've got no choice. Gotta go and search a bigger and better treasures. Not the same treasures, of course. I can't hold your hand for rivers, so sit back and little one, impart to you a proper trove of knowledge from treasure hunting. Firstly, you find yourself a map. Once you have your map, then you decipher it. That means you look at it nice and good, then when you figure out where your treasure's hide, then you go there and you dig it up. Sounds simple enough, yes, eh? Yeah? I might make it look easy, but I can assure you it ain't. Aye, treasure hunter in demand is the sharp eyes and sharper mind. But don't be discouraged. Hone your skills like old Ailed One and the treasures of each sure to follow. Now if you'll excuse me, my throat's feeling dry. This won't even buy me a swig of the West's cheapest grog. What's am I to do to drown his sorrows? Goodbye? Treasure hunt unlocked. So, by using the general action Decipher, you can examine Time Worm maps. Doing so will change it into a key item known as a treasure map, which, true to its name, will reveal to you the location of a hidden cache of riches. Please note that you can only possess one, So... you basically just, when you get a map, you can get them from gathering. I think only from gathering, or maybe some other things. I'm not 100% sure. But in any case, most of it you can get from gathering. Just like an RNG chance, whether or not you will encounter it when gathering stuff. It's not that rare. You can only gather one map a day, and you also can only have one map opened up. And you can also only carry one map, so... this is, in any case, in the later expansions, this is one hell of a good way to make money. But you do need a group to be able to do some of the bigger treasure map things. Aside from that, you can get some goodies from it. It's not bad, I would say, but if you don't have a group to do it with, or if you don't do it with a group, then it's probably going to be a little bit disappointing what you get. Oh, you actually completed the trial. I suppose you'll be wanting this then. You've proven yourself competent, which is well. If you desire additional guild lifts, I will not deny you. You can drink whilst you work for all I care. As long as the clients are satisfied, so am I. Where's that cork I asked for? I believe that lording will secure you a glass of something. You are very much mistaken. And possibly dead to me. A light porous wood used in sealing wine bottles. Now this seems like some fine cork. Just the right amount of gifts. Some air comes through, but not the moisture. I should be so lucky as to have barrels full of this. If only my people were as efficient at finding it. Ah, the conquering heroine returns, and so quickly too. You are as strong as you are kind, and pleasingly made about to the shoulders. I don't know what that means. I shall make sure to keep you in mind should any further troubles creep up. Yeah, we're gonna do that next episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of this. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, and next episode we're gonna go and deal with Even more side quests because... Goodbye.